Usually I do these whenever I drive. However, I had to make a list of everything that I fucked up tonight. So, I was refilling some waters, and so I had the pitcher in my right hand, and I had a cup in my left hand. I went to set the cup down, and in the process, I hit another cup that I had already refilled. So this is a full glass of ice cold water, and I spilled it all over this lady's lap. Literally all over. She wasn't mad or anything. She was actually really understanding. She's like, I've been a server, like I've done this, you know, I wasn't mad at all. Okay, so that's the first thing, right? Then, it couldn't even have been like 10 minutes later, right? I grabbed this guy a Dr. Pepper, a new one, and I had set that down. This is a different table, okay? I think everything happens to a different table. I set down this guy's Dr. Pepper, and I moved my arm back because I, you know, set it down, moved my arm back. And the old Dr. Pepper, I hit with my elbow, and it spilled. So that one wasn't as big of a deal. That's probably, I think, the lesser. Yeah, that one's probably the lesser out of all of them. I just hit it with my elbow. A little bit of ice went everywhere. I started dying laughing because I'm like, fuck me, like 10 minutes ago I spilled ice water all up in this lady's lap. Okay, so that's number 2. Moving on to number 3. This is where stuff starts like steaming, okay? After I hit the Dr. Pepper with my elbow, in my head I was like, I'm gonna drop a tray tonight. Like, sometimes as a server you just like know, like, by the way that the night's going, like, this is gonna happen to me. Like, I just fucking know it's gonna happen. I knew I was gonna drop a tray. Like, I was just waiting for it, right? So I was at Expo, they're calling for a runner or whatever, so I go, I grab the tray. What happened was, normally I pull the tray off of the shelf, whatever, and put it on my shoulder as extra support, and then I grab it with my right hand, right? Well, it missed my shoulder and was kind of like hitting this part of my arm over here, which obviously is slanted downwards. And gravity from where the plate was pulled that tray down. And if I'm completely honest, like, as I start to feel this tray go down, I literally just like, hands off, fuck it, and this entire tray dropped. This is a table's food, like full plates of food, right? Made a huge freaking crash. Even the kitchen people were like, what the fuck was that? So yeah, so I did that. For the rest of the night, I was scared to carry trays because I was like, fuck me. One of the other servers, she was following behind me with a tray, and she was like, she said something along the lines of, should you be doing this, or are you sure you want to do this? And I didn't get her at first, and then she was like, oh no, I'm sorry, like, that was mean. And I was like, no, honestly, like, you're actually right. Like, I really don't want to be carrying any of these trays right now because I'm scared for myself. So I dropped an entire tray. Then, not long after that, one of my tables needed a refill on chips. So I go to where we have our chips, and I get a container and I put some chips in there. And then as I'm shutting where the chips are, my hand hits the basket and chips literally just poof go flying. By that point, I was laughing, but I was almost in tears. Not in like a, oh my god, like, I'm terrible, but just kind of like as a, are you fucking kidding me? Like, of course I'm gonna spill chips fucking everywhere. So yeah, so whatever, I end up getting my chips. So the rest of this happened, to this one particular table. So, they had gotten their food, and we were missing one of the plates. We were missing an enchilada plate. And this guy was looking at me, and I like was pulling out my little thing so I could remember like what he had ordered, because as you can see, it's been a chaotic fucking night. So I see him staring at me, and I had been joking with this table all night, like, they're not, you know, tight asses or anything like that. So I knew that if I said something, like, it would be okay. Okay, let me preface this, I wasn't trying to be a bitch. So he's looking at me, and I said something along the lines of like, don't look at me like that, right? Something along the lines of that, right? I was like, don't look at me like that, like, I know. And he responds with, no, we just need silverware. I was like, I literally did this to my table. I was like, oh my God. I literally straight up told them, I was like, I was such a bitch. And they were laughing like it was fine. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, because I didn't realize that they needed silverware. Like, it was like instant fucking karma in my head. So then, I apologized. They're like, you're fine, you're fine. Like, they have pretty much been updated on the type of night I've had. Like, we're chilling, right? They're like, no, we're fine. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna go get you guys silverware. You know, the guy needed another Dr. Pepper, and they wanted some more chips and needed some more salsa. So, you know, that's all in one spot. Like, I'm gonna go get all of that for them. Excuse me. So, I go to where all those items are, and I start grabbing all of them, right? I get a basket of chips, I get a Dr. Pepper. There are 3 people at this table. I grabbed 2 silverware. 2! I'm a fucking idiot. Didn't realize it till I get to the table. So, I have 2 things of silverware. I get 2 red salsas, and I get a basket of chips and a Dr. Pepper, right? I go over to the table and I bring all of this to them, right? I set down the Dr. Pepper. Great. That was a success. I set down the basket of chips. Great. That was another success. I set down 2 silverware, and I realize there's 3 fucking people sitting at this table. I was like, oh my God, I'm a fucking idiot. There's 3 of y'all, and I grabbed 2 silverware. Okay? So I set those down. I'm like, I'll go get you guys another one. Like, I'm so sorry, right? They're laughing. And then I set down the 2 red salsas. As I set them down, I look at their table, and they already have 3 full red salsas. They already have 3, what did I say? 3 full red salsas, okay? I set down 2 more. And I'm so confused, because whenever I was just there, those red salsas, they weren't there. That's why I grabbed red salsa. So I ask him, I'm like, am I going crazy? Like, was that there when I was just here? And this lady, bless her heart, she looks at me and she says, you're not going crazy, but yes, they were already here. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I am going crazy. So I go back and I get them their silverware and the green sauce that they wanted, not the red sauce, because they now have 5 full containers of red sauce. The guy finally gets his enchiladas, and it was supposed to have sour cream on it, and it doesn't have any on there. And he makes me aware, and I go to the back, I put in sour cream, I end up getting it out, and I take this to this table, both hands cupped like this around this plate, to make sure I don't fucking drop it. And I set it down, and they just start like giggling and laughing, because they know the night I've had. They know I dropped everything. So they find it funny, because I'm so cautious with this fucking sour cream. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. That's the night I had. That last table didn't tip me the best, but it's okay, because people come in to have good service, and I didn't exactly provide that. Although we were laughing about everything, I did make a bunch of, like, I mean, they were stupid mistakes. Bringing 2 silverware instead of 3, like, all this kind of stuff, just because I wasn't focused, I wasn't paying attention, that, like, I was just so out of it from everything else that had happened tonight. So they gave me 5 cash on, I don't know, it's like a 40 or something like that, which is under 20%. But like I said, it wasn't that big of a deal. I'm very thankful to management tonight, because I made a ton of really stupid mistakes, especially considering how long I've worked there. But they were patient with me and just kept saying, like, it's okay, like, mistakes happen, we're not worried about it, like, all this kind of stuff. So that was really nice. But anyway, yeah, I hope all of you guys had a better night than I did.